Archons have a history of being immensely powerful in both story and gameplay. With kits designed to fit into many different playstyles in Team Comp, will Nahida be able to follow in the same footsteps as the likes of Venti, Zhongli, and the Raiden Shogun herself?
I said give it back now! Noah!
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry! Larry, you can't just...
Larry! Oh, are you alright? How did...
Barry!
Let's find out. Nahida exemplifies the power of Dendro reactions and will undoubtedly be a central pillar in many teams to come. Nahida benefits greatly from investing in the Elemental Mastery stat line. This not only naturally increases Dendro reaction damage, but Nahida's personal damage as well. For example, Nahida can gain crit rate and bonus damage for every point of Elemental Mastery above 200, up to a total of 24% extra crit rate and 80% bonus damage. To achieve this cap, you must have 1000 Elemental Mastery on Nahida. But first, we gotta talk about Nahida's elemental skill, called All Schemes to Know. When cast, Nahida shoots karmic bonds of wood and trees from her sides at enemies, dealing area of effect Dendro damage and marking up to 8 enemies with the seeds of Skandha. If the skill is held, she enters aiming mode, allowing Nahida to more precisely mark her targets while dealing a bit more damage. The default cooldown is 5 seconds, while the hold cooldown is 6 seconds. The seeds of Skandha, the mark Nahida puts on enemies, is the core of her kit. Enemies with this mark will be linked to other marked enemies within range. If an elemental reaction occurs on the enemy, Nahida unleashes her true power called Tri-Karma Purification that deals immense damage to opponents and all linked opponents. The damage is Dendro and it scales off her attack and elemental mastery. Seeds of Skandha lasts for 25 seconds. At its base form, the Tri-Karma Purification trigger time is 2.5 seconds with no internal cooldown. This trigger interval can be lessened through other parts of her kit such as her burst and Constellations. Nahida's elemental burst is called Illusory Heart. When cast, Nahida manifests the Court of Dreams and expands the Shrine of Maya into a field. This burst is 50 energy cost with a cooldown of 13.5 seconds and an initial duration of 15 seconds. So essentially, you'll have 100% uptime on the Shrine of Maya field. This field grants bonus effects to Nahida based on the elemental types present within your party as long as you stay within the Shrine of Maya. If there are at least 2 party members of the same elemental type, when the field is deployed, then the effects are further amplified. If your party contains a pyro character, Nahida's Tri-Karmic Purification damage from her elemental skill is increased by a significant amount. If your party contains a Hydro character, the Shrine of Maya's duration is increased by 6 to 10 seconds depending on how many Hydro characters are in your active party and the burst talent level. If your party contains an Electro character, Nahida's trigger interval for her Tri-Karma Purification is lower. At skill level 13, this trait has the potential to shave 0.8 seconds off of her 2.5 second Tri-Karma Purification trigger interval, allowing Nahida to proc Tri-Karma every 1.8 seconds. This can be very significant as the Tri-Karma Purification has no internal cooldown, and alongside Nahida's focus on high elemental mastery can lead to consistent, devastating elemental reaction procs from Nahida's Tri-Karma Purification. Nahida also has an Ascension talent passive called Compassion Illuminated that grants the Shrine of Maya the ability to grant active characters 25% of your highest elemental mastery character to the rest of the party, capping at 250 elemental mastery. Essentially, just by building elemental mastery, Nahida can function as both a DPS and a support, all with one easy build. Does Nahida's kit sound fun to you so far? Let me know in the comments below who you'll be pairing her up with, and while you're down there, support this channel by giving this video a like and consider subscribing if you've been enjoying your time so far. Thanks! My personal impression of Nahida's kit though is that Nahida is just going to fit into any team that can utilize Dendro reactions at all. And she'll be very good at it too, that's the crazy part. Outside of amplifying Dendro reactions, she provides team support in giving away elemental mastery as well as being a catalyst user, which we'll go over in the weapon sections, allowing her to support her parties through different means, which is really nice. Dendro is so versatile and strong that you cannot really go wrong pairing Nahida with any Electro, Pyro, or Hydro character. Big shout out to Ye Miko and Sino though, who seem to synergize the most with Nahida. I assume the new Sumeru characters will also share this immense synergy with Nahida, but we'll just have to wait and see. Artifact sets that work well with Nahida include 4-piece Deepwood Memories. This artifact set gives 15% Dendro damage bonus and a 30% Dendro resistance shred whenever the wielder of this artifact hits with an elemental skill or burst. This set is really nice because it doesn't care about what team composition you run. Nahida's still gonna get a nice boost in damage. The other set that Nahida can use really well is 4-piece Gilded Dream, which has the potential to be immensely powerful for Nahida, giving her a maximum of 230 extra elemental mastery if you are running a team without any overlapping element types. Though, if you were to run Gilded Reams, you probably would want another Dendro characters with 4-piece Deep Wood for that 30% Dendro resistance shred, bumping down the EM gain from Gilded Dreams to 180. If you are still working on a good 4-piece set for Nahida, consider combining 2-piece Deep Wood with any 2-piece Gladiators, Gilded Dreams, or Wanderers. All of them work for Nahida and they'll give you some good bonuses. For stats, if you are focusing on non-bloom centric teams, the focus stats should be Elemental Mastery, Dendro % bonus damage, and crit. If you are using Nahida in specific bloom comps, you can drop off crit entirely as a focus stat for Nahida and focus strictly on mostly EM with a side of Dendro damage bonus. Whichever artifact setups you decide to take will be influenced by the catalyst you choose to give to Nahida. Here are my suggestions. For a generalist Nahida who can fit into any team comps as an on or off field dedicated support, Nahida's signature weapon, 1000 Floating Dreams, cannot be beat, granting a base 265 elemental mastery off the bat and then even more from the passive, which can increase the elemental mastery of the equipped character or the elemental damage of the equipped character depending on if the other active party members are of the same elemental type as the wielder of this catalyst or not. This weapon also has an innate supporting function in giving nearby characters 40 elemental mastery, and this does not apply to the character with this catalyst equipped. Wandering Evening Star gives you 165 elemental mastery and grants elemental mastery as bonus attack. Very nice on high elemental mastery Nahida, and also gives nearby party members 30% of that bonus attack as a team-wide buff. Mapamare is a catalyst that has higher base attack but lower elemental mastery. At Refinement 5, Mapamare can provide a 32% elemental damage bonus for 10 seconds whenever an elemental reaction occurs. Great damage boost, gives you EM, gives you a high base attack. Definitely worth considering. And the last choice is Sacrificial Fragments. Although it has low attack, it does give you 221 elemental mastery and gives you the chance to reset your elemental skill on cast. Nahida's elemental skill already has a low cooldown, so this passive may not be worth it. I just wanted to bring up this catalyst because it does have high elemental mastery, and if you don't have a lot of choice, it can work as a good placeholder. If you're looking to play Nahida as an on-field driver or as a main DPS, Nahida's signature weapon, 1000 Floating Dreams, can work, but there is a stronger choice potentially. Kagura's Verity is a premium option that provides high base attack, crit damage as a substat, and increases elemental damage bonus and elemental skill damage bonus for up to 3 stacks, and it can really add up. This is important because Tri-Karma Purification damage from Nahida counts as elemental skill damage. Alternative catalysts for a main DPS or on-field driver Nahida include Solar Pearl, which has decent attack but a good substat in crit rate, and because you're playing Nahida on field, you're going to take full advantage of the % damage increase from the passive. And the last catalyst that I would recommend is a chaotic one. The With Sith provides decent attack and a great substat in crit damage, but every 30 seconds, the weapon can be good or freaking amazing, depending on what you lack from your artifact stats. Regardless, all the passives are great to various degrees, especially at R5. Nahida's constellations are as follows. Constellation 1 gives a +1 to all element types for her elemental burst. Essentially, this is a big buff that allows a team with one of each element the ability to reach the full potential of the Shrine of Maya's various bonuses. Constellation 2 enhances Nahida's elemental reactions to enemies marked with the Seed of Skandha, allowing it a 20% chance to crit with 100% extra crit damage. As an extra bonus, opponents who were hit with Quicken, Aggravate, and Spread have their defenses reduced by 30% for 8 seconds. The second part is very significant and makes an already good constellation even better. This constellation is stacked. Constellation 3 increases Nahida's elemental skill talent level by 3. Nahida's Constellation 4 gives Nahida elemental mastery dependent on the amount of enemies nearby that are marked with the Seed of Skandha, increasing her elemental mastery by 100 for 1 enemy, 120 for 2 enemies, 140 for 3 enemies, and capped at 160 elemental mastery for 4 enemies. Constellation 5 increases Nahida's elemental burst talent level by 3, and Constellation 6, Nahida gets another Tri-Karma Purification named Karmic Oblivion that deals damage based on 200% of Nahida's attack and 400% of her elemental mastery. This Karmic Oblivion counts as elemental skill damage and can be triggered once every 0.2 seconds whenever Nahida hits a marked enemy with her normal or charge attacks. I was about to say this is crazy, and it still is, but there is a caveat to this. Per 1 Seed of Skandha mark, Karmic Oblivion can occur up to 6 times. So for you to do more Karmic Oblivion, you need to reapply the Seed of Skandha. Now that we all got a chance to learn about Nahida's kit, I think we can all say that she is a very strong unit, representing one of the best elements in Genshin Impact. Dendro has a lot of potential, and a majority of it has yet to even be tapped. But how flexible Nahida's looking to be, I can't really in good faith say that you should skip her. If you're looking to fully only invest in a Dendro unit outside the Dendro Traveler, Nahida should be right up your alley. I love the flex appeal of Nahida being able to fit into many different team comps with like one build, an Elemental Mastery Deep Wood build. While you can optimize her to do more damage personally or do more reaction damage, more casual players have the choice of just building Nahida once and being really happy in fitting her into many different teams for the future, which makes her pretty future-proof. If there are any future teams that utilize Hyper Bloom, Aggravate, Burning, or Burgeon, Nahida is already sliding into your DMs being like, yo, let me get a spot on that team. And on another note, her Constellation 2 seems way too good, and I'm sure that's intentional, so that way you spend more money. Anyways, how are you going to be building Nahida when she comes out in Genshin 3.2? Let me know in the comments below, and if I missed anything in this video, definitely let me know as well. If you're interested in learning more about a character who works really well with Nahida, check out this Nilou build and kit overview video on screen right now.